Hello from Axiom Space Mission Control in Houston, Texas. I'm Sonia Gavankar-McKay. Today is Flight Day 3, and this is our first mission update of the Axiom Mission 2 currently underway on the International Space Station. This mission is a 4-person, multinational endeavor with 10 days in space, and 8 of those docked to the ISS. Let's introduce you to our crew. The Ax-2 mission is led by legendary U.S. astronaut Peggy Whitson. This is her 4th mission to space as she is actively extending the American record for the most time spent off-planet. The pilot is John Schaffner, a STEAM education advocate, business pioneer, and lifelong space enthusiast. John has over 8,500 flying hours in a variety of single and multi-engine aircraft. From the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, our mission specialists are Saudi national astronauts Ali Al-Karni and Rayana Barnawi. They represent the first class of Saudi astronauts and together are accomplishing many historical moments. For this crew, the first day on station included the transfer of cold storage units containing life science payloads onto the space station, setting up their sleep stations, and familiarizing themselves with the orbiting laboratory. Today, the Ax-2 crew jumped right into their tasks. They completed handover activities with the ISS expedition crew ahead of schedule and finished transferring equipment and cargo out of the Dragon spacecraft. Ali and Rayana started the NanoRx liquid fireworks payload and performed a test run before their event with students later on this week. The whole crew reviewed ISS emergency roles and responsibilities and received onboard training to make sure all 11 crew members on the ISS are able to execute emergency procedures as a team. With today's first mission update, we wanted to share with you some highlights of their journey to the International Space Station. With me now is Flight Operations Engineer Jerry Matthew. Jerry, you are one of the lead axles. Let's start with, what does that mean?
So the lead axle stands for Axiom Operations Lead, and so the axle position is in charge of the entire flight controller team from the Axiom side. And so we're making sure that the crew is executing the timeline, that we're supporting the crew in everything that they want to do, and we accomplish all the mission objectives by working with the entire team to make sure that we capture everything.
Because they only have 10 days to get everything done, right? You have to keep them on task, keep them on schedule.
That's right, 10 days on orbit, and then 8 days on the ISS. So we got a full plan of activities for them to do, both the research and for media outreach. And so we want to make sure that everything gets accomplished, and every single second, every minute of their time is actually scheduled before the mission. So we do a lot of work to schedule it, and then during the mission we make sure we actually execute it.
Well, tell me about this room. This is MCCA, and tell me about the people who are inside it.
Sure. So this is our Mission Control Center here at Axiom Space headquarters. This is a brand new room that we're executing out of for the Ax-2 mission, and we are extremely proud of it. For Ax-1, we supported out of JSC, and for Ax-2, we actually built this out. And so what's cool about this room is it's been certified as a Mission Control Center because we have a live connection to JSC that allows us to pass video, audio, and data to and from, and that gets up to the ISS.
So there's a direct connection between NASA, this room, and the ISS.
That's correct, yeah. And we can see what all the crew is doing live through all the video feeds. We can talk to them. Our axles have actually talked to the crew while they're on the ISS, and then we also get data and telemetry that's relevant to the mission itself. So we have the full suite of capabilities, and we are using that to support the mission.
Now, the reason we're being let in right now, or the reason I'm being let in right now, is because the astronauts are resting and sleeping right now, right?
That's right. So they go, they're on the GMT clock. So right now there is actually their sleep time. So they should be in bed, getting some rest, and hopefully being ready for the day tomorrow.
Okay, what should we know about what makes this room special, and what will be happening in this room over the next 8 to 10 days?
So in this room, we have the Axiom Flight Controller team, and every person here basically supports different aspects of the job, right? And so all the responsibilities include anything from, supporting the timeline itself, making sure that everything is scheduled and it being executed. We also have flight controllers that support payload research, and so they're making sure that everything that the Ax-2 crew has signed up to execute on orbit is being executed. We support from the ground, make sure all the science and data collection is going well. And then we also have both the medical officer and biomedical engineer, and the ammo and the AIM, and they support any health-related issues that the crew might have, and making sure that the crew is healthy and safe up on orbit. And we also have the ACE console, which is Axiom Communication Engineer, and they're making sure that all the media outreach events are supported from the ground, and that everything is set up to make sure that the crew can reach audiences all around the world.
Awesome. It's day 3. Are they on schedule? Have you been doing your job, Jerry?
I hope so. So the crew is doing well. They've basically started getting into the meat of the mission itself, and so now they're working. Today they worked with the ISS crew to make sure that everything has been handed over, that they're all on the same page on how to execute ops on the station, and they also have started preparing a lot of the facilities and equipment on board to support the payloads and the media outreach events. And so they're doing well. They did some test runs of some facilities and payloads to make sure that it's good to go, and they're excited to be there.
Is that what you're seeing through the monitors, through the data?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think they all have big smiles up there, and we saw that through the welcome ceremony and everything, that they're pretty happy to be up there, and every time we talk to them, they're pretty excited.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jerry, for taking the time to join us and take a little bit of time out of your busy work schedule and those long hours to tell us a little bit about what happens in this room. I'm going to be in here for about an hour every day, so I hope to see you during that time.
Thank you.
Each of the crew members were able to bring some personal items with them. Peggy has a piece of jewelry that has been with her on every mission, her wedding necklace. John is carrying a toy astronaut from his childhood, a crew member from a Gemini 4 capsule that he built. Ali has with him some sentimental items, including the watch he wore on his wedding day, and Rihanna has her grandmother's favorite earrings. Also with this crew, Axiom Space sent Fisher pens, created by the makers of the original astronaut space pen, used since the Apollo 7 space missions. This next generation Fisher pen will be used by the Ax-2 crew throughout their time on orbit as they write history. Speaking of, there's so much to look forward to on this mission over the coming days. Tomorrow, Peggy will be supporting the rest of the crew with stellar stem cells research and other payload operations. John will be speaking to 2 schools, a Porto British School in Portugal and Rathmore National School in Ireland, as well as beginning the MIT skin suit research. Ali is going to be working on the NanoRax space kite and his space tissue regeneration payload. Rihanna will also be working on the NanoRax space kite and will be starting her DNA nanotherapeutics life science glove box operations. As with everything in space, things are subject to change. But for now, I'm Sonia Gavankar-McKay. This brings us to the end of Flight Day 3. For updates throughout the mission and all things Axiom Space and Ax-2, please visit axiomspace.com. We'll see you again tomorrow.